A Worldview from London with Adam Gilchrist.
Good morning, Adam Gilchrist. We've been speaking this particular week of hope fading fast, of rescue operations in Turkey and Syria, but still those small pockets of hope remain, and those pockets are encased in the rubble of buildings that have collapsed due to that earthquake.
Yeah, here we are, 10 days. I wonder if 10 days is the end of it. I mean, I hope it's not, but certainly 9 days, we might have thought the same, but 9 days after Turkey's earthquake disaster yesterday afternoon, 3 women and 2 children were found alive and pulled out of the rubble, including a 42-year-old woman called Melika Imamoglu and 74-year-old Kemil Keçek, rather. I mean, in the rubble for 9 days. I'm not sure if they were able to pass any supplies, any water to them. That might have saved a few lives. But the idea of coming out after nothing to eat, almost nothing to drink, etc., and in considerable pain in many cases, pulled out of the rubble in the Turkish town of Kahramanmaraş. Their rescue workers are now essentially clearing up. It's not really a search and rescue now. It's a humanitarian operation to help those who are homeless, but also to clear up. When you see those mounds of debris and you look at that and you must think, oh my word, this isn't just shoveling snow outside your neighbor's back door. This is just big time. And 10 days on, of course, millions of people are in the makeshift camps. They require humanitarian aid. The first UN aid convoys, at least, have made it into the rebel-held parts of Syria. And there's been quite a thing about whether the rebel-held zones would get the same kind of treatment as the government-held zones of Syria. So a chink of light for some, but, you know, it is only a chink, really, that we're talking about. This is ongoing.
And many of those first response rescue teams are now extracting themselves. We know that the South African humanitarian agency, Gift of the Givers, they have a semi-permanent presence in northern Syria, but in terms of the earthquake emergency response team, they are now withdrawing because they are somewhat saying the rescue phase of
their job is done. Yeah, exactly.
Job is done. Time to extract themselves. A story that gripped the world's attention in 2018 was the story of the Thai football team who was stuck in a cave system, international rescue system. International rescue operation was put in place. But the sad story of the captain of that team, a young boy, having passed away, he was playing for a British football team or part of a British football academy, I understand.
Yeah, it's funny to think, isn't it, that whole rescue from the cave is 4.5 years ago. So it will be the 5th anniversary in June, I think it is. And weren't we gripped by it? I mean, thankfully, it was a happy ending. But yeah, the entire football team down there trapped, and is not necessarily, we don't necessarily know any of the names of the team. As this young guy, Duangpech Promtet, we don't know his name, but we know his identity. If you remember back to the rescue, his was the first face basically lit up by a rescuer's torch when they got to them and found them. And there was his smiling face after 9 days, talking about being underground. That was 9 days trapped. They had water, but they didn't have anything else. Well, it's awful, as you say. To some extent, his dream had come true because he was at a Leicestershire football academy, age 16, now age 17, going great guns, not necessarily destined for ultimate stardom, but absolutely living the dream, as it were, in the middle of England. And then suddenly they found him unconscious in his bed. He died from a, quote, blow to the head. Now, we don't know exactly why, or if this was football related, or what could have happened. And obviously there'll have to be a proper investigation. I believe that's happening now. But I mean, Duangpech was captain of the Wild Boars team, and he absolutely captivated, along with his teammates, the world. 10,000 people were involved in that rescue. Remember that? Elon Musk included. Remember him muscling in
trouble.
Yeah,
getting in trouble and a lawsuit
the crazy submarine. That was neither guy. Anyway, it was quite a global effort. But to go through all of that and then to die in slightly mysterious circumstances in his dorm at the football academy, yeah, we kind of need to know what happened, don't we?
Mm. And then finally, we've been largely concentrated about balloon news over the continental United States and North America in general, but now allegations of Russian spying using balloons over Ukraine.
I think we need a jingle. Balloon news. Here we go. Up and away. Yeah, this time we are over Europe. So Russian spy balloons allegedly have been shot down over Kyiv. This is according to Ukrainian officials. And let's be honest, there have been, both sides have made a few claims that have been a tad spurious. But at this stage, it looks reasonably bona fide. They say 6 balloons, which could have been carrying reconnaissance equipment, were spotted over the capital, triggering an alert, and then they shot them down. So-called spy balloons, of course, have made all sorts of headlines. The US accused China of running a high-altitude balloon program, although, of course, those 3 flying objects at the weekend were not a part of that program, as it turns out. America has admitted that. But then China has also accused America of flying spy balloons. I just wonder, 200 years on from the hot air balloon flying Montgolfier brothers, I wonder if they'd be amazed, impressed, or appalled at the use of their devices in the modern age.
What I remember, a cartoon called Dr. Snuggles. It was a British cartoon, Dr. Snuggles, and he was flying around in his red hot air balloon. So that's me. So it's you are the
You've lost me there. No.
Yes, you are the generation singing 99 lift balloon, 99 red
yes.
balloons.
Yes.
And I'm of the generation watching Dr. Snuggles and his hot air balloon, a British cartoon.
Well, we can all do Around the World in 80 days, because there's always been a version of that for every generation.
Yes. I'd be so excited to travel with you. I'm so excited I could burst.